All right. Good morning, everybody. Hello. Welcome to a little fasting space. I hope you're doing well today and this week. I've been traveling over the last week and got back into Madison kind of late last night. And it's hot here, so I put on my desert shirt from Saguaro when we were wandering around the big cactuses. As I've been traveling this week, I've been reading this book, The Light Eaters. How the unseen world of plant intelligence offers a new understanding of life on Earth. And I've been super enjoying it. So if you're looking for a good read, something different and interesting, many interesting things in this book. It's like a kind of a poetic review of the scientific literature on different aspects of plant intelligence. And it's kind of a drama because there's a super lot of drama around this topic. And some people think plant intelligence as an idea is a joke. But then the author goes through all these things, which are so fascinating to learn, which, I got an undergraduate degree in biology and I never learned. I mean, a lot of it is new stuff, just that plants can feel and that the whole body of a plant operates like a whole distributed nervous system. They have devised these fascinating experiments where they'll cut the plant and they can watch the signaling waves propagate throughout the plant and the whole plant can react. Plants can hear sound, at least certain ones. They devised a fascinating experiment where they show the plant's roots will grow toward the sound of water. It's amazing. So all that is interesting, but I thought today I would just share with you an excerpt on the patience of plants. So I hope if you are following along with the channel that you have appreciated. I'm trying to help people build a thoughtful, patient practice. Fasting is a practice that can help build patience. And then, of course, it's a cycle. Other things that help us build patience can help us practice fasting. Fasting is being patient, waiting for the next meal, and then waiting for the time when that meal is the most appropriate, right? Like, if we are assessing our situation and saying, you know what, I'd probably be healthier, be better off if I had this space without food. Let the body burn through the excess. Let the body get into that autophagy state where we're activating these incredible recycling and cleansing systems in the body. You've come to a space to say, yeah, I want some of that in my life. That would promote health and flourishing. But then you have to do it. So you have to be patient. So this section is talking about how plants have the ability to tell time and to count, which is so fascinating, that they have a type of memory. And this is something that is really amazing. Nobody has any idea how they do it. Just basically like people don't understand how human memory works either. But people say the real hang-up is like, well, people have a brain, so somehow it doesn't. Plant doesn't have a brain. So if we can't even understand what with a brain, how do you have memory without a brain? I mean, I don't know. This woman is talking about garlic here. Most remarkable though, each clove of garlic, if you nestle it point up in the dirt before the winter sets in, will multiply itself, sprout white noodle-like roots, green tender shoots, and by July, if all goes well, and it usually does with garlic, there would be a whole head of garlic where the single clove was planted. What the garlic needs in order to sprout is the memory of winter. That the spring eventually comes is not enough to make life emerge. It also needs a long, cold is crucial. The memory of winter is called vernalization, and other things have it. Apples, peach trees won't flower or fruit without it. Tulips, crocus, daffodil. Often the first blooms of spring, they need a good, strong vernalization. If you live in a warm climate, buy tulips. The garden supply store clerk might wisely advise you to put the bulbs in the fridge for a few weeks before planting, or you'll never get the flower. As I sat through the winter, the colds in my bones, I thought about the garlic cloves in the frozen ground, waiting, taking note of the deep freeze that has gripped the earth, counting its passage. Most instructive of all is that plants know how to wait, how to endure the inhospitable, knowing their time has not yet come, but that it will, and that their flourishing is not a question of whether, but when. Thinking of the garlic was a comfort. Their patience bolstered mine. The waiting implied a thing to wait for. The hard ground would thaw. The air would feel like home again. Yes, the time has not come for flourishing. I just thought that is really germane to our thinking about this sort of process. We want the right time that helps the body to flourish to the greatest extent possible. And maybe next time you're cooking or working with garlic, you think of the process, of the patience of the plant, that it just waits, it waits. They talk about it in a separate section, like, just 2 days of warmth are not enough. You don't want to be the plant that, like, oh, there's a flash, February mini thaw, and you pop right out, and then you get frozen off. And so plants have a mechanism to count the warm days, and different ones have different triggers, but you got to have 4 or 5, 6 or more days, and somehow it can count it and know how much time has passed. So next time you're working with a garlic in the kitchen, think about the patience. And can that help you say, oh, I can be like that. I can wait for the right time to thrive before I have my next meal. I can give it that space, just like the garlic is working through a process to make sure it gets to the right time. Say, well, we can do that also. So I thought that was a beautiful thing to think about. That I will be contemplating this book. I'm about halfway through. I try to read that over the rest of the week. But I would say, yes, already halfway through, I would say this can give a new understanding of life, a deeper appreciation. There's a really interesting section in there on chemical signaling between plants, that plants are communicating with each other. Many of the things that they use to communicate can actually be smells. We smell them, but we don't know what it means. But plants know what it means. Some of these connections, just to read about it, just really bring a level of thoughtfulness and appreciation to it. So I've enjoyed it. Let me know if you're coming through. How are you doing with patience? Is that something that you struggle with? This culture it's really an on-demand culture, right? And it's because of, the incredible affluence and technology and sophistication, so many things that we want. We got 24-hour convenience store. You can get it, and delivery companies bring you sometimes even same day exactly what you want. So building a skill of waiting is something that's incredibly valuable. Waiting for anything, but then waiting for eating also, man, that's kind of a pinnacle thing, I think, because like if you have to wait for, buying something or whatever, it has an emotional part of it, but you not have to deal with hunger, not have to deal with wanting food. And that's what we dive into in so much in the rest of the videos. Grab coffee, develop a skill and a practice of finding contentment outside of food. Find contentment with food and without food. Beautiful practice. Find contentment with the beautiful music. This is Kulu playing us some beautiful trumpet meditation. I might leave things there with a brief little reflection today. If you have thoughts, reflections, feedback, leave them in the comments. Be happy to chat with you over the week. I hope you have a beautiful week. I hope these thoughts can give you some good food for thought as you're thinking about a fasting space and a health space. And I will look forward to chatting with you again next week.